From 1972 to 2017, Radio St Lucia, the nation's station, was the island's trusted public voice. That ended abruptly under the Alain Chasney-led United Workers' Party (UWP) administration, which cited mounting losses and a lack of profitability, leaving the island without a public radio station.
When the original RSL was closed down, there was a huge public outcry against that action by the previous government. And that was primarily because many St. Lucians, although some of them listened to other radio stations, still saw Radio St. Lucia RSL as the authoritative voice on matters of national importance.
Now, the St. Lucia Labour Party, SLP, is tuning in to a revival, with 97.3 St. Lucia FM set to bring public radio back to life. Initially operating an automated 4-hour weekly loop as Phase 1, St. Lucia FM will broadcast live all major events. The next phase of development will introduce a full-fledged broadcast station with dedicated staff and equipment.
You'd listen to other stations for music, whatnot, but if a storm was coming, if some event, parliament, or some formal ceremony was being held, everybody looked to Radio St. Lucia as they would tune in to hear what was going on. So despite the fact that there was a significant increase in the number of other stations, and some probably offering better musical variety, St. Lucian still saw RSL as the authoritative voice, especially in times of natural disasters. So for us, it was important for us to bring back that public service radio station that served as the official voice and the official source for information in the country.
State-owned RSL formally closed its doors on July 31st, 2017, after years of financial difficulty. The organization's last days saw disconnected utilities and dwindling advertising revenue since the news broke in late 2016 that its fate hung in the balance. The Chasney government, with then Information Minister Dominic Fede leading the way, decided to pull the plug. The station, which produced some of St. Lucia's giants of broadcasting, was also home to a vast archive that had fallen into a state of disrepair. Broadcast Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire, in the successive SLP government in 2025, addressed past criticisms over profitability, arguing that Radio St. Lucia, like all public radio, was never just a business. It was the nation's heartbeat, providing a vital public service beyond commercial value.
Private stations operate for profit, and therefore they would have to have more ads. They would want to be able to make sure that they also have diverse offering where they can earn greater revenue. With public service radio, which is primarily funded through the consolidated fund, taxpayers' money, there is not that heavy emphasis on making revenue, and therefore you would have more time for public service broadcasting, both in terms of coverage of official events, but also to documentaries and the like. So I think there is a very deep yearning among St. Lucians for the return of public service broadcasting.
The return of public broadcasting on the former Radio St. Lucia frequency, 97.3 FM, is being made possible through what the government calls a strategic alliance with Helen Television System. The partnership leverages private infrastructure to support a smooth transition toward full autonomy for St. Lucia FM.
Your rhythm, your radio, your voice, St. Lucia FM.
97.3 St. Lucia FM.
Solange Alfred, HDS News Force.